Defensive line for Miami. This game could well be won in the trenches. Carr rolls out, throws, and it's broken up. Trying to get it to Jeremiah Love. Keionte Scott, another transfer. He'll play the nickel position. He's come over from Auburn.
Looked like the throw was just a touch late, which allowed Keionte Scott to use that length to bat the ball away and set up a 3rd and long.
McLean, pressure, look out, got rid of it, and it's incomplete. Nearly intercepted. Keionte Scott got in there with the pressure to start this 2nd quarter. Here comes the pressure, and the catch is made by Malik Huggins. Not going to happen there as Keionte Scott was in there to make the play, and it's 4th down for the Wildcats in the red zone. Ross, and asking for a little bit too much there that time. Keionte Scott not going to get past him.
Well, when you see it 3 or 4 times, you're out.
Johnson again, taken down for a loss in the backfield by Keionte Scott, who's had a really good night for Miami.
And to continue to point, I've talked to coaches, that's the hardest thing to do, is to find guys that love the game today. As you see the intensity. Yep. Miami is a one-gap.
He was only there 1 year. What a job he did. That's good, strong running there by Isaac.
Fake handoff, end around. They try to get Eugene Wilson, known as Trey, but he was chased down.
The way they work on their rotational passing.
But to throw it on 1st and 15, it's Randy Pittman, and he said that it was the first time he'd ever done that. And Castellanos trying to escape, couldn't quite. David Blade Jr., the defensive tackle, wouldn't quite let him. As a blocker for Chromo, tries to bounce it and ends up heading back inside, picks up Pittman in motion. Chromo has the handoff, tries to bounce it, loses the football, and Miami has a 2nd takeaway tonight. Usman Chromo was dancing around there, was knocked loose, and Keionte Scott, the corner, comes up with it.
Just about to say, after you said that Miami gets the ball to start the 2nd half, what a big opportunity with this field position for Castellanos in the Seminoles offense. Ball just gets away from his body. See the hand there. Good job of just being able to knock that away by Poyser, the safety, who's really coming off a great game last week. See his left hand right there on the football, strips it, and then look at all those white jerseys, and Scott ends up jumping on it. And now you give the ball right back to Miami.
Because they flipped that around, what you were just saying. Now it's Miami near midfield. Instead of trying. 2nd down run for Sawchuk. Violence and swarm. Those are the 2 words that Corey Heatherman always uses about his defense. And, you know, the result of just swarming to the ball, sometimes they don't show up, but often they create huge plays just on sheer effort.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. We've seen that already in this 1st half.
Just got it off, blindside. Big hit delivered on Castellanos as Scott was making a beeline at high velocity for the quarterback.
But he did such a good job of disguising this and waiting to the last moment that nobody picked it up, including the quarterback. He comes from the blind side off the edge. Look at this. Nobody sees him. Left tackle's not blocking anybody. He was very fortunate to get that ball out before he ended up maybe losing it.
Again, leaves the pocket, pumps, scans downfield, and fires on the near sideline. Catch made by Danzy. Picked up. So another 4th down conversion. This time pressure comes on 1st down. Castellanos across the middle, broken up. Keionte Scott got an arm. So they're battling and competing. This is a 14-play drive. No timeouts. 2 scores needed. Castellanos zips it short. That's a very short gain to Pittman. From the pocket, saw cushion, and catch is made by Sawchuk, who's knocked down. It's another 1st down. Clock will stop momentarily.
Back to the ground game. Brown cuts it upfield. Breaks a tackle. Still going inside the 20. And they finally get to him near the 10. A gain of almost. Moss to the air, in trouble on second down and sacked back at the 41. Keionte Scott, and that's the first negative play of the game for either team.
But Corey Heatherman's been waiting to dial it up. Keionte Scott, watch him hide right here behind Ruben Bain, and it's going to open right up. Blown protection, a Louisville offensive line that struggled all year in protection. They do not identify the nickel. He comes scot-free and gets a big sack.
Sideline throw by Moss, and pushed out of bounds is Lacey after a short. And they're going to run it. Isaac Brown away from those two guys, and he gets the first down. Knocked out of bounds at the 45. They ran it. Take time off the clock. Isaac Brown fumbles the ball, and it's picked up by Poyser, and he's tackled inside the 15. The Canes are alive.
Wow. Defense trying to create some offense here tonight. How about the nickel? Zero Keionte Scott. Watch him come in with the shoulder and the helmet right on the football. Bang! Ball comes out. Poyser's on top. Thought he might be able to scoop and score. That's excellent effort by Lacey just to get him on the ground. And just when it felt like the light.
Miller Moss respond. He'll throw on first down. Underneath, it's Bell, and he's upended at the 32-yard line by Scott, but that's a good gain on first down.
Not out there again.
Keionte Brown is the running back. He gets the carry, cuts it upfield. Miami trying to rip the ball out. Brown appears to have enough to move to snap it with about 6 seconds on the play clock. Great play in the backfield by Keionte Scott, who's had a tremendous day. That's a loss of about 3 for Keionte Brown.
Well, zero Keionte Scott. I mean, just setting edges and sawing down running backs, working outside the block of 85. The tight end goes low, gets a huge tackle for loss.
Pressure coming by the Hurricanes. They pick it up, and they're going to be close to the first down. Wonderful tackle on Farrell, right near midfield. The first half. Rouse out of the formation. The tight end. Well, Branson on the receiver screen, complete to the edge. Good catch and run by High, but not. Under 5 minutes to go. Go Branson. Taking a shot one-on-one. And incomplete at the 33. Intended for Farrell. It will be here. Will the Canes be in it? That's the question. On 1st and 10, Cole Tabb. They get it out quickly one more time. Out of the backfield, that's Jordan Hudson. His second reception brought down by Keionte.
Situation on a dead ball.
They fumble it, put it on the ground, and the Hurricanes able to recover. R.J. Maryland couldn't squeeze the handoff, and the Hurricanes will have 1st and 10 coming back the other way. One more look.
R.J. Maryland, not accustomed to taking a handoff, doesn't have the pocket right, reaching for the football. It's just bad technique by the tight end, and it ends up on the ground. I'm not sure they'd have had the first down anyway. Keionte Scott looked like he was right there, but after the ball hits the ground, he's the first man.
41 yards in all. Jennings moving around. And that's Harden out of bounds. They run it into the boundary, short side of the field. That was Chris Johnson.
Great at times this season.
Hibner, the tight end, forced out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. And fans, don't forget to go to ESPN.com. Harden in the backfield. Jennings to pass again. Flushed out by Bain. Pass caught at the 36 by Hudson. Range. With a little over a minute to go, Jennings broken up at the 33-yard line by Keionte Scott, intended for Hudson. Remember, the Mustangs gets it out quickly, complete tonight. Yamir Knight.
This game surprisingly scoreless into the second quarter. Ricky Collins on a rollout. He's going to tuck it under. And get to the sideline. He's actually brought down behind the line of scrimmage by Keionte Scott.
Until he was 13 years old and then switched to wide receiver. Become one of the most dangerous prep athletes in the country.
Nothing on first down. Darius Johnson defended by Shoulder. Third down, interception touched. Keionte Scott looking for the pylon. It's a pick six. And a pose. A flag down at the 5-yard line, but it was well after the interception. We'll have to check the marker here.
Rolling on the field is a touchdown. Personal foul, number 77 on the passing team. That foul will be carried over and administered on the kickoff.
So Cam Pringle commits a personal foul on the return.
It's a cover 2 look. They're going to drop a safety down, drop him out, and they're just going to play 4 under 3 deep. And you're going to see Keionte Scott right down the hatches, backing straight up. They're trying to hit Darrell Gill Jr. on that in cut. He never sees Keionte Scott just sitting there right in the throwing window. He just has to catch it and then just turn into an athlete after the catch. That's great pre-snap disguise. Good pass rush up front. Ricky Collins is never able to see Keionte Scott dropping underneath that in cut coming inside. Makes a critical error, and Keionte Scott, who we just talked about a little while ago, was one of the most versatile.
Reed was given time, ran out of time. Here he goes again. Gets a block from E.J. Smith at the end of the run. 3 for 3 on third down are the Aggies after. Strong opening drive. This is the 11th play already. Terry Bussey in trouble, and he's dropped for a loss. Keionte Scott, as Taylor told you, just back after missing the last 3 with a foot injury. With his first big play of the afternoon, a 3-yard loss.
And what a massive return. He's one of the better playmakers in the ACC. The numbers are absurd. He's a great blitzer, and he's a ball hawk. There lines up most.
Reed, strange play, faking to nobody hit as he got rid of the ball. It's a live ball now, ruled an incomplete forward pass. Keionte Scott was there to knock it away. Well, now they're saying that it's a fumble recovered by Miami's Armando Blunt. One of the officials on the far sideline was waving his hands as if it was an incomplete pass. So some confusion, but it is Miami football.
And I think it's the correct call, too, because you have to have firm control as the hand starts to move forward. And it looked like as the hand was at its furthest point back, that's when Scott arrived to dislodge the football. What a massive play for Scott in his return from injury.
One of several they brought in through the transfer portal to bolster. Miami brings pressure. They flush Reed from the pocket. And a great tackle. Reed, such a hard man to bring down in the open field. But Keionte Scott did it. And how important is his return been today for the U?
So good here by Keionte Scott. And Reed runs away from all of his help. There's no receiver to his right. You have to understand, where's my help? If I escape, I can't escape to the right because all my routes are going to the left. A great tackle by Scott nonetheless, but that's one where Reed, you need to flush the
round game. 3-0 Miami. Reed lots the time. On target again. Mario Craver. Another first down. Tried to spin away. Reed running out of time. Dumps it off for E.J. Smith. Chopped down. And they stop the clock.
After the loss of 6, another pass play that's intercepted. Taking it back is Keionte Scott. He'll go all the way. Touchdown, Miami. Julian Sand. Keionte Scott's second interception return for a touchdown this season. Read that screen pass beautifully. And it's 13-0 Miami. Davis adds on one.
And they want to set up the screen outside to Brandon Ennis. But the recognition from Keionte Scott is incredible. Watch him read this. Watch him get vertical and pick this pass off and take it the other way. He was hurt down the stretch of the season. He was back against A&M. One of the best, smartest players on this Miami defense. He's been a game changer all year and a game-changing play here in this Cotton Bowl. Fabulous play.
Ohio State snaps it right before the end of the quarter. A trick play as Smith gets the perimeter but doesn't get much. Miami able to...
Diggs still in for Lacey. Stopped at the line of scrimmage by Keionte Scott. Defensive back. That receiver, right? Drop picks from both sides. Climbing the ladder and dribbling to make the catch. It's a first down out near the 45. Chambliss in the flat. It's dropped. And they tried to get a 19-yard gain. Now Lacey. That's deflating for a defense. Boy, you felt you had him contained there most of the time. Feed it to him again. Stutter step. Knocked down after a short gain. So that 15-yard burst. Left side. Spun down after about a 4-yard gain. And there it is to the edge. Cooper has some blockers. Over Cooper with his quick burst. Good help on the edge from his team.